budgeting your most precious resource. Today on the Daily Ish Show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Ish Show, not a show not just for rental housing providers. Anybody looking to get a little bit more time freedom, a little bit more white space on your calendar. It is good to see you this Friday afternoon, and it's a beautiful weekend ahead. We are looking forward to. So today we are talking about budgeting your most precious resource. Actually, I don't think I had that up. Hold on one second. We will do this on the fly. Budgeting your most precious resource. Sorry about that. This is what happens when you don't have an assistant that helps you with the show. Okay, budgeting your most precious resource. So that's what we're going to be talking about today on the Daily Ish Show. And so let me ask you in terms of what that means and what that looks like for you. And I want to maybe tell you a story and walk you through what that sounds like. All right, so let's get to it. I want you to imagine for just a second that you're in a small room, okay? And as I present this scenario for you, I want you to just imagine that you're standing in this small room by yourself, standing among all the cash that you've ever wanted. In fact, this cash is stacked so high, you can't even see out of the windows of this building. In fact, the only reason you know it's daytime is because you can just barely see a glimpse of the bright blue sky to the very top of one of the windows. Can you picture it? You close your eyes, you take a deep breath in through your nose, and you smell the distinct, crisp smell of new money. Now, you decide you want to spend some of this cash. So you grab a few stacks of hundreds, still with the money strap around them, and the bills are perfectly stacked, newly made. They feel like you're holding a small paper brick. The edges of the stacks are hard to the touch, almost sharp as if made out of wood. With your stash in hand, you head for the door. You find your way to the only door in the room, and you step outside to learn that this room is actually just a small building. You step out, the cash still in your hands, and you step out into a small section of poured concrete. The concrete pad and the entire building, in fact, are surrounded by sand. You look around and see nothing but more sand, blue sky, and the hot sun above. You suddenly realize that this building and you are located in the middle of a desert. And there's not another building or person, for that matter, within sight in any direction. You might start to think, wait, don't I need water and food? Well, I could die in this scenario. That's right. You could die in the middle of a desert, completely alone. Now, this story might sound a bit far-fetched, but this is where my life had led me because I lacked a solid vision for my future. And even though my rental business was making money, in fact, it was making the most money I had at this point in my life, it took nearly every moment of my time to make that happen. And there I was with the most money I've ever made in my life and no ability at all to enjoy it, no ability to use it. I was in the middle of a desert that I had created, completely time bankrupt. And here's what I came to realize, that my desert was void of all my friends, all of my family, and all of the activities that I enjoyed. And it was in the desert that I learned this very valuable lesson, that as important as money is, it means absolutely nothing without the time and ability to use it. And I thought incorrectly, I should add, that I thought that I could leave my desert any time I wanted. I could leave this desert, which was this job I created, that I could leave it any time I wanted, that I could step out of my desert, take some of that money, go find an oasis somewhere, and enjoy myself for at least a few hours here and there. Seems reasonable, right? Well, in reality, it was tough, if not impossible for me to do. Anytime I tried to leave my desert to go do something for me, I found myself dragged in by my thoughts, feeling guilty about not doing this thing or that thing. Whether I was at my job, at home trying to relax, my mind was always at work, the default setting of the entrepreneur. My job, my desert, became my prison, and I could never escape it. So, when I'm talking about budgeting your most precious resource, most people think of money. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to start thinking about budgeting your time. Now, this is way easier said than done, and I get it. But what are you doing all of this hustling for? What is it all for? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you specifically trying to accomplish? I travel quite a bit to different RIA groups and different RIAs, or real estate investors associations, landlord groups, and different business settings where I talk quite a bit to different real estate investors and small business owners, and no matter what it is they're trying to accomplish. And I'll say to them, what are you trying to accomplish with this? What are you trying to do? And many times they'll answer back with a business type vision. Well, I really want to make $1 million in sales. I want to make 10 million in profits. I want to have 100 rental units, or whatever it is. And what they're confusing is the number. They're confusing that number with the level of life output they think that that's going to buy them. Whether it's 100 rental units or 10 million in sales, or whatever, however many new clients, or whatever that is. What I would invite you to do is get really clear on your personal vision. Remember, you've heard me say this before. When you're trying to put a business vision in place before a personal vision, you end up creating a life that exists to serve the business. Ask me how I know. I end up creating a life that served my business for years. So that's what I would say. What specifically are you trying to accomplish personally that doesn't have anything to do with income generation or life output? All right. Well, that's all I have for today, folks. Hopefully it wasn't too heavy. This is it. You can find more information about how to reach out at landlordcoach.com. I am getting ready to start our weekend, which is really cool because our youngest so far, soon to be middle child, will be entering into a mullet contest. That's right. Proud Papa moment here. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, please be sure to place a value on your free time, because if you don't, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome weekend. And we'll see you next time. Take care.